So we got to talk about Whoopi Goldberg, who is probably the dumbest person in the world right now, right? So she had the audacity to say that black people living in America have it just as bad as people living in Iran. Now, I'm not sure if Whoopi Goldberg thinks she's still acting in the movie Color Purple, but you are a millionaire and probably a multi-millionaire. I don't know too many women living in Iran that have the opportunity to become a millionaire. Yet here you are, a black woman, right, in America who is a millionaire. Yet you're still crying oppression and making this claim that black people have it so bad in here and comparing it to countries like Iran where women have less rights. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this video, play this clip, and then I'll share my thoughts.
And it's slow.
But let's just remember too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay folks to the car.
But where is that happening at? Like, I'm not saying it's never happened. I don't know. You tell me. But like, I notice with a lot of people that just cry oppression, they like to go back what happened in the past. They like to go back to the past and then bring it to what's going on in the present. They like to bring that to the present. All right. Like, these things are not happening today. You go to Iran, these things are happening in Iran as of today. These things don't happen here in America. But yet a lot of these people that cry oppression, they like to bring what happened in the past and they say, and bring that oppression here currently in the present, which is just not happening. And it's sickening because you hear these people talk about it all the time. And these are people that are successful and making money, yet they still cry oppression. Like, it's sad. It's crazy to just constantly hear that. And the fact that you're comparing it to Iran is ridiculous. Like, have you ever been to Iran? Like, I don't even want to go to Iran because I don't even want to have to deal with the things that they go on over there. But yeah, here you are comparing what's going on in America to Iran, which is ridiculous.
Sorry, but where the Iranian regime is today in 2025 is nothing compared to the United States.
Hanging black people. So
it is not even the same. I couldn't step foot during this.
Wait. That's not what you mean to say. It is the same.
No, it's not. The year 2025 in the United States is nothing like if I step foot wearing this outfit in Tehran and killed for
I'm sorry.
No, I can't have my hair showing. I can't wear a skirt. I can't have my arms out.
I'm telling you,
I literally said it was up to the Iranian people.
Yes, it is up to them. And that's why I am saying that it is the same. Murdering someone for their difference is not good, whoever does it. It's not good. So that's why I said you weren't saying what I heard was not what you meant.
I think it's very different to live in the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
Not for everybody.
Not if you're black.
Guys, don't go to Tehran. Do not, no one at this table should go to Tehran.
Let me tell you about being in this country. This is the greatest country in the world.
That's right.
But, yeah, I know that.
I know that. I hope you know that.
And we all know that. But every day, we are worried. Do we have to be worried about our kids? Are our kids going to get shot because they're running through somebody's neighborhood?
And the question I have is, shot by whom? Shot by whom? More than likely, it's going to be shot by someone that look like them, right? Right? Like, if you have a black child, the more than likely that person's going to be shot by another black person. So what are you talking about? Like, I'm not saying that, like, crime doesn't happen here in the United States. Crime happens everywhere, right? But you're talking about the type of rights that people have. You're talking about being oppressed here in the United States. Like, we have the most freedoms in this country more than any other country in the world, right? And it's not perfect. Of course, it's not perfect. No place is. But you don't have any opportunity like you have here in the United States. And you're gonna name certain flaws that you have to worry about the children. Everywhere you go, you worry about your children. Okay, it's just the way it is. Right, and especially, and if you want to blame anyone, you go to these liberal states, right? These Democrat states where there's rampant with crime, right? The people that you vote for, why don't you talk about them? Because that's where a lot of the crime is happening, right? So to make that comparison with Iran is just nuts. I think for a lot of people that cry the suppression stuff, either don't travel or they're just lying. They just like to be victims. Because if you ever travel to other countries that are, they're not as well off as United States, you would be shocked. You would learn. But I think some of these people need to spend a year, forget a month. They wouldn't even last a month. Spend some time in these other countries where you think it's better than the United States, and then come back after that month or a year and tell me. I bet you have a whole totally different perspective. But people like Whoopi Goldberg, who is a millionaire, I would think she'd be a well-traveled person. But the way she talks, you wouldn't think so, right? Like she's never been outside the country, right? So she's ignorant to what's really going on. Right, and I haven't been all around the world, but I've been to some places, right? And I tell you, I still haven't been to a place that's better than the United States. All right, but let's let her continue.
They are not big deals, and I don't mean to say they're not big deals to you, because that's not
women,
what I meant.
And they are not doing well there either. They are not doing well in Iran. Nope. They are not educated. They cannot property. They cannot leave States.
I'm talking about here.
Nobody wants to diminish the very real problems we have in this country. That is no one's intent.
Good.
But I think it's important we remember there are places much darker than this country, and people who deserve rights.
Not everybody feels that way. Not everybody feels that way. Listen, I'm sorry. When you think about the fact that we got the vote in 1965.
Okay, they don't have free and fair elections in Iran. It's not even the same universe. They can't go out of their house.
Exactly.
Women,
you know what? There's no way I can make you understand.
Because it doesn't make sense.
It's like try to reverse roles with a black person in this country, let's say, because I think that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Just try to understand from their point of view. From that point of view, this country does not do them well. Does not go for them.
I completely acknowledge that.
And we shouldn't compare atrocities. If you're talking about Iran, of course, is doing worse things. But relatively speaking, it feels bad.
Okay, but I think you know that Iran is significantly
I guess we're going to come back and talk.
I was in college when that revolution took place.
We're going to come back and talk more about this.
And I know what happened.
Jesus Christ, man! Like it's I swear, man. The mindset. She said, "Look, she was like, there's nothing I can say to make you understand because you don't make any sense. That's why. Like, I understand. Like, especially if you're a black person, right? Look at if you're black person, you're not doing well. This is for anyone, right? You're not doing well. It's easy to think that your life, it's easy to think that your life, what's going on in your world is just the worst thing ever, right? It's even though there's probably somewhere else in a different world that has it worse than you. I get it. For a lot of people, it's like what's going on in their world it seems like that's what's going on. But poverty in America is totally different than poverty in other countries, man. You see people that are in poverty in this country, man, they got cell phones, they got dogs, man, they're overweight. That means they're eating good. And it's just a totally different dynamic. And this is not to diminish that people are struggling here in the United States. We have our own problems for sure, right? But to compare it to a country like Iran is ridiculous. And look, and the fact, because like, you're talking about women's rights. Any woman making that comparison is crazy because the rights you have here in America, you don't even have probably a quarter of those rights probably in Iran. I don't even know the laws in Iran, man. Like she said they can't even vote, right? They don't even have the right to vote. And look at they can't wear anything they want. Look at women in the United States, they can wear anything they want, man. You got women out here walking out butt naked, right? And they're calling it fashion, right? Iran, if you wear the same thing you wear, you're gonna end up in a body bag, right? Like these things are totally different dynamics. And for her to say that, to make that comparison, it just told me the level of ignorance that she has when it comes to understanding what's really going on in a country like Iran, right? And obviously the opportunities you have here in America, all right? So, yeah. So I mean, look at Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, obviously for her in her mind, she's still living in that movie Color Purple. So in her mind, she's always oppressed, right? You have people like that just constantly oppressed, and they can't leave that type of mindset, and it's sad. But you live here in the United States and you're a millionaire. I think you're doing pretty good. So those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. So guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.